final of the men's 400 free. I've learned something tonight, Rowdy. It's always an experience for a person like me to be around the incredibly astute and highly glib Mike Unger of USA Swimming, because I didn't know what the B final stood for until now. It's a bonus final. I didn't realize that.
B bonus final. Even have a C final here.
There are the 10 gentlemen who will swim in this bonus B final of the men's 400 free. Chip Peterson has got a very good open water history. World champ 2005 in open water. He didn't fight back as at last couple of years for a young man tough, because he's had a lot of different illnesses that he's had to fight his way through, and makes his way into this B final.
Swims for Connor Banchek, as do a lot of great middle distance and distance swimmers out here in Southern California. One of the national training centers down in Fullerton.
Fastest time out of this field in the middle lane 5, Michael Flack, South Carolina swimmer, ran his personal best, and that's a theme against so many swimmers tonight, especially in the bonus finals, did personal bests. He was 3:50, 3:52 this morning.
Yep, Flack swam really well this morning, coached by Tripp Montgomery and McGee Moody. And number 10 swim in the finals. So once again, lane 5 will be the quickest qualifier. I was looking at...
Does that impact the pool at all, Rowdy?
Well,
when there's 10 swimmers?
That's a good question. I thought about that earlier. I think it makes it a little bit wavier, a little bit slower pool, because in
more chop, right?
Yep, a little bit more chop out there. In Shanghai, the outside lanes, although it was a 10-lane pool, the outside lanes were open.
Samuel
Metz. Cal Aquatics, and you're going to have a lot of swimmers representing both Cal and Stanford at these national championships this week, the two Northern California, the big two schools.
Going back to the World Championships for just a second, remember that being the first day of the meet, and Soon Young, who ended up winning the 800 and 1500, was a huge favorite there, and we saw the outside lane of Park Tae-won from Korea pull off an upset, so it can be done. I shouldn't say upset. He was one of the favorites, but barely snuck into the final.
You're right. He was swimming out of lane 1, an empty lane beside him.
That's right. And that really helped him. And you notice the outside lanes here don't have a lane line next to them. They just have the gutter system. Now, it is a flow over gutter system. A lot of people ask what makes a fast pool. Well, the depth of the water, obviously, the turbulence that the swimmers create when they dive in the pool creates turbulence as the waves come down to the bottom and then bounce back up. Lane lines, obviously, and then those flow over gutter systems, instead of water bouncing into a gutter and bouncing back into the pool, are pretty standard now in any of the major competitions.
Ryan Feely swimming in lane 6. Feely, a University of Michigan swimmer, had a slight lead over Michael Flack. Samuel Metz there at the 200 turn.
Ryan's also out of Badger Swim Club. A lot of these swimmers will swim a collegiate season and then go home, or maybe go to a different club in the summer. John Collins, longtime coach of many great swimmers, including Jenny Thompson, Rick Carey, fellow Olympian back in 1984. Boy, Feely looking really good right now. With only 100 meters left into this wall, he's really taking control of this race.
Past the full body length in front. Feely makes the turn 2:53.57. That's almost a second and a half faster than his prelims.
Well, you mentioned best times, and he did go it in the prelims. He's going to blow right by that. Got a good chance if he keeps up this pace of maybe even going under 350, which would be huge for him.
And that's really, isn't it, Rowdy? We talk already tonight about what this meet's about for so many swimmers. These bonus swims here, giving a young kid a chance to better himself, to do something he's never done.
We've talked about this as we've covered these championships, these B and C finals. You know, we kind of make fun a little bit, but really they're very important for these swimmers, Ted, because once again, the only way you can gain experience is to swim in the final. And with only now 10 swimmers, it's real important. And Feely slipped back just a little bit. Open water specialist, so is closing fast. Oh, he's almost.
51-23 is how he finishes. So that knocks better than 2 seconds. 2.6 off his personal best. So a real nice performance. 19-year-old Ryan Feely.
He's another one that's dabbled in the open water a lot. Open water event is now an Olympic event. First time contested in 08, the 10K. Let's take a look at some of his technique. Nice high elbows, keeps that head centered, lets the shoulders lead, kind of breathes into the bow of his wave, doesn't turn his head. You notice how he keeps that head in line with his spine. He never lifts his head to breathe as well. And then that huge lead coming home, puts his head down, look at that, doesn't breathe the last 5 or 6 strokes. Probably took an extra stroke, that half stroke at the end, but still he built such a huge lead. Once again, he puts his head down. Notice how he doesn't breathe. Then just take a little half stroke one. You know, those distance swimmers have a hard time getting into the wall sometimes on a good long stroke.
And Reed Malone, he knocked 2 seconds off his best time. Reed Malone finished second. New Trier Swim Club, that's outside of Chicago, 3:53.03. So those are the performances you like seeing. You see two young swimmers like that.
Young is right.
Reed Malone's 16.
You're right. One 19 and one only 16. Really nice to